Welcome back to the AB Scale Project. I'm Gregor. This is Alpha Bravo, and today we're going to do a Stunticon catch-up, just because, well, I got behind. But anyway, we'll start off today with the newest one, Dead End, and he looks really good. I mean, pretty close to animation. The legs are a little off, just because the wheels should be on the inside, because the original toy, the legs just flipped out, and that's where the legs came from. But with what they had to do, it didn't look too bad. There is quite a bit of kibble on the legs too, but I'm not really mad at it because it's on the back. So you see that, a little bit of backpack, not too bad. But overall, I like him. He comes with two little guns here. They don't go together like the drag strip did, but they're just identical guns. But they look good. They look pretty close to what he had in the G1. He looks really close to the G1, so I'm not too mad at it. Alright, we'll bring in the current winner, the Combiner Wars. And of course, you already saw from Alpha Bravo that the new legacies are a little bit shorter. Yep, have trouble with the Combiner Wars standing, but you can see, yeah, I mean, the Combiner Wars, they tried the best of their ability, but the new ones definitely look a lot more like the animation. The Combiner Wars is kind of more stylized version of the animation, but overall, I like the new one better. Alright, let's look at his vehicle mode. And here we have Dead End in his car mode, and he looks really good, really close to the G1. I like pretty good. It has some problems staying tabbed in properly with the way the feet attach, and God help you if you misalign the pegs on the feet when you put it in, and then it'll never come together. But otherwise, pretty good. And yeah, I did realize after the drag strip video that the double gun thing was meant to emulate the original G1 double guns I would mount to the back of the car. But anyway, looks pretty good. Let's bring in the Combiner Wars. And the Combiner Wars attempt at the double gun, that didn't quite work out as well, and the visible tailpipe for the weapon storage. And you can see this one's a little bit smaller, but this one is kind of a more generic sports car versus closer to a recognizable Z or Porsche, I think it was supposed to be. But anyway, do a quick spin on those. Yeah, that's about it. And you also see it's a lot less clunky than the Combiner Wars was. Alright, let's look at the next one. Next up, we got Wildrider, and I think he came out looking really good. I really like the head. They got to have the Frankenstein bolts out the side looking really good. I mean, they just made him look really good. And legs are a little stiff, but otherwise, all the posability is there. All of these are really posable. They pretty much have everything except for rotating wrist. But otherwise, they are really good. And I've transformed mine with the more, G1 backpack. These actually spread out and you kind of smush it down a little bit more. But I like keeping it in the G1 configuration. Comes with its guns. These do go together. They are the same gun, but they have a male and a female on them, so they will plug in together if you wish to do that. I don't see any need to. But overall, I just really like the way that Wildrider looks. I think they did a great job of pulling him out of the animation. Okay, we pull out the Combiner Wars here. And we see the Frankenstein bolts are a little less prominent. And of course the coloration is a little off. I mean, Unite Warriors was closer, but this is just a straight Dead End mold redone. So the new one I think is far superior just because it's its own mold. Alright, let's look at the vehicle mode. And here we have Wildrider in his car mode. And I really like this. This came out really good. I mean, it's really close to the original G1, and the Wildrider original car mode has some significant meaning to me because my the first Stunticon I ever had was Wildrider, so yeah, I just remember it. Looks really good. A little hollow in the front, but otherwise, it looks really good. The guns mount, the double gun emulation, which doesn't look too bad. Bring in the Combiner Wars. And yeah, kind of looks familiar, doesn't it? Yeah, because they just took the dead end mold and did a quick rehead on it and recolor and did a special release, and then you get Wildrider. I forgot what they called them, but this was their Wildrider. So, spin around, they look nothing alike. But yeah, I'll just get him out of the frame, just because let's just focus on that Wildrider alt mode. I think, honestly, out of the Stunticons we've got so far, this one is my favorite. All right, let's go to the next thing. And next up, we got Motormaster, and he looks really good. I mean, this came out as close to the animation as I think that Hasbro could possibly do. And of course, he comes with his trailer that we'll get into the... we'll look at that closer in his alt mode, and we might do a base mode right after this. But yeah, most everything for Menasor is back here. They took a cue from the third parties. So kind of have a feeling that Hasbro's letting the third party, figure things out, and then they'll do it. That's just my sense. But anyway, we'll look at that later. All right, let's take a spin on him. And they compacted everything pretty well. A little minimal backpack up there for the back end of the truck. But I think everything, folds in pretty good. There is some panel folding being done, but it's not too obnoxious. Otherwise, I think he looks really good, really close to the animation. I like him. He just looks really good. We'll bring in the Combiner Wars. And, oof. Yeah. Yeah, that's a big guy. Yeah, again, the Unite Warriors had better coloration than the wide release, but yeah, this is much better. This looks a lot less like he overdosed on steroids, and looks a lot more like the animation than this did. This was close. It's like, let's take this Buftimus Prime mold and make him into Motormaster and give him a sword and a gun. Honestly, between this one and the Optimus Prime, I don't know which one was supposed to be the primary mold. But anyway, let's just go ahead and take him out. One more size comparison. We'll bring in the Earthrise Optimus here, and we see they are pretty much the same size. There might be a smidge, less than a millimeter taller on the Motormaster, but this is about perfect for scale, I think. And the others might be a little short, but as far as Motormaster being the same size as Prime, that works for me. I mean, I think that is just perfecto. All right, let's look at his vehicle mode. All right, just a brief stop here before we go to the vehicle mode. We got the base mode here. You can see it's pretty big. I mean, not a lot of base to it. It's more of gun emplacement with a couple battlements, maybe. You turn around here. It's mostly held together by 5mm ports and a couple tabs. You can see it's pretty much just the Menasor kind of arranged out. Just kind of splayed out there. But hey, it's something you can do. You can give Motormaster something to do there. But otherwise, not that significant. Alright, now let's go to vehicle mode. And here we have Motormaster in his truck mode, and he is big. I mean, most of the fact that trailer has most of Menasor on in the trailer. It is a little disproportionate. I mean, a little bit taller. It should be, a little shorter, a little longer. But otherwise, it works really well. I think it turned out really well. I'm going to move Alpha out of the way so I can turn him around because he is so big. Look at that guy. I like this. This looks so much like the original G1. I mean, I just think it looks great. Not much to look at the tail end. I mean, you can kind of see they attempted to do the door locks on there. But, man, he looks good. Alright, we'll bring in, for size comparison, bring in Optimus. You can see Optimus is a little bit smaller. Looks like Motormaster would be the king of the road. Bring in the Optimus trailer. And while the Optimus trailer is, by itself more proportional compared to the rig, it's too small. And you can see Motormaster still towers above it and is actually a smidge longer. I mean, the portion sticking out here is longer, but as far as the actual trailer, when you butt them up, it is just a little bit through there, maybe a quarter inch in there. But I mean, with the Optimus, we'll just take him off, and I just had to figure out a way to attach the Micro Machines trailer, and I think that looks better for Optimus. Yeah, it was kind of sad that the Micro Machines trailer was a better fit than the original Earthrise trailer. But anyway, put all that aside, bring in the Combiner Wars Motormaster, and you see there's something missing there. Yeah, of course, with the Motormaster, this was just a retool or pre-tool of the Optimus Prime. And yeah, the Unite Warriors had the closer deco to the G1, but I don't have that one. So you can see definitely a different breed of truck, more futuristic than the original G1 Mack truck there. And of course, like I said, missing the trailer. Let's go ahead and take the trailer off. Just do a quick side by side so you can see these guys. So, yeah, I think the new Legacy definitely cleaned up a lot better. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the combined mode. And here we have our two fully combined Menasors. And you can see I've got the Perfect Effect kit on mine over here, so it's a little taller than normal, and it doesn't have the same head, but you can get a good comparison between the two. And now the first thing I notice is that over time my Combiner Wars has a hard time standing on its own, so it's kind of leaning on the background right now. A lot of the joints have gotten a little bit loose, but still looks pretty imposing. And with the Perfect Effect kit, it looks more like the Studio OX Menasor, where this is actually closer to the animation. So we'll have that. But in the later IDW, it was definitely the Combiner Wars with the original head without the Perfect Effect kit. That's what the IDW was. Early IDW was actually closer to the Fans Project Combiner, which is actually about the same size as Combiner Wars. So if you want the Furman era Menasor, I'd say go with the Fans Project if you can find it. But otherwise, if you're looking for animation accuracy, the new one is definitely the way to go. Of course, I'm still missing Breakdown, but otherwise, looks really good. And of course, you have the cannon tower that can be gun emplacement for Menasor. So there you go. There's that side by side. Let me pull in a combiner that doesn't have a kit on it. Tetrapedicus. Anyway, and you can see the new Menasor is actually a little bit taller than the standard combiner, so it hits a nice little middle ground between the non-modified combiner and the Perfect Effect modified combiner. So I think it fits right into our scale, so I think it looks really good. So who is our new Menasor? I am definitely going to give it to our new Legacy Menasor. Alright, let's wrap this up. One thing I did forget to point out was how posable and stable this guy is as a combined mode. This is probably the most dynamic Hasbro combiner that we've had. I mean, it's got lots of posability, lots of articulation. And so we'll give a quick 360 how it looks. So you can see Wildrider back there, and the Motormaster components are actually really compact. So it actually looks really good. And I went ahead and put the Perfect Effect and Combiner Wars combined sword on him because the original sword looks kind of small on him. It's a good scale for Motormaster, but not for the combined mode. So I'll just go ahead and keep the Perfect Effects sword out for my display. But anyway, thanks for joining us today on the AB Scale Project. If there's a character you'd like to see, put your request in the comments below, although there aren't too many left. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, ring that bell, and I'll see y'all later.